"Ebony, wake up." She stirred, her face pushing into his hand, a sleepy smile on her face. The curtain of long dark lashes lifted, revealing blurry, golden-brown eyes he didn't tire of watching. "Felix!" Seeming startled, she bolted upright. "What are you doing? You shouldn't be sitting up like this." Worry lines furrowed her brows as she stared at his injured leg and pushed the hair off her face. "It's okay. The doctor says I can start moving, albeit slowly." He grinned at her, drifting his hand to her chin and lifting it up so her eyes met his. "Moreover, I've been strapped up in this bed for too long." She still didn't look convinced. "Are you sure?" "Of course I'm sure." He patted the space beside him on the bed with his other hand. "Come." She looked at him as if he was a man-eating lion. He nodded to encourage her and took her hand to help her up. The bed depressed as she settled on it. Their bodies didn't touch, yet her heat seeped into his skin, along with a strong need to pull her closer. She looked up at him, her eyes a golden pool that fascinated him. In their depths, he could see desire. Something else he couldn't decipher shadowed that emotion. So many unanswered questions. They wouldn't all be answered today. What are you doing here? He'd ordered her to take the day off. So had his father. "I know what you and Daddy said." She glanced away from him. "I met up with my friend for lunch, and I enjoyed being pampered at the spa. But I've been here every day since you've been hospitalized, and it felt strange not seeing you. But the chair, you shouldn't sleep in it." Shoulders rose and fell as she stared up at him through her long dark lashes. "When I arrived, you were asleep, so I decided to read. I didn't realize I was so tired. I just drifted to sleep." She bit her bottom lip, drawing his attention to it. The need to kiss her overpowered him. On impulse, he settled a hand on her back, pulling her close. With the other, he lifted her chin and lowered his head to meet hers. Muscles on her back tensed. He massaged her skin like he would a skittish horse before a game of polo. With gentle brushes, he swept his lips across hers. The sealed, luscious pair called him to mine their depths. Instead, he coaxed and stroked and traced them with his tongue from one end to the other, biding his time. He'd caught a glimpse of her banked passion yesterday when he asked about their wedding night. No matter what else went on, they desired each other. Mutual attraction. With a low moan, she leaned in and opened for him. As she slipped in, her sweet flavor exploded on his tongue. She tasted of peppermint and vanilla. In the recesses of his mind, the kiss registered. He'd done this before. Tasted her. A groan rumbled within, and he slid his hands around her waist and lifted her onto his lap so that she straddled him. Whimpering, she rubbed against him, hips canting against hips, subtle breasts crushed to his chest. Needing intimate contact, he ran a palm over her side, skimming the swell of soft breasts down to the hem of her tunic. He lifted it, his hand making contact with smooth, warm skin. Another moan escaped her lips. He swallowed it, loving her sound and taste. Moving his hand up till it reached her breast, he caressed it through the lace of her bra, flicking the already taut nipple with his thumb. In response, she ground against his bulge. Sweet fuck.